but there are a lot of CD squared has 51 minus degrees of freedom. Make me all the way home. I got hungry and I ate it. We're Americans and we only like competition, okay? I'm eating and I'm reading a book. And this waitress comes up. Our satellite.
$66,000 cluster average. Trade.
Mr. J.F. Sebastian 16417.
What can I do for you, Sebastian?
Calling the Bishop 6 check.
Nonsense. Just a moment. Queen 2, Bishop 6. Ridiculous. Queen. Bishop 6. Right. Trying to run Sebastian. What do you think it was?
Bishop King 7 checkmate, I think.
Some brains to me, Sebastian. Cookies can do it, huh? Let's discuss this. You better come on, Sebastian. Surprised you didn't come here so much. It's not an easy thing to meet you. What can he do for you? And then make every day of him. Would you like to be ratified? Stay. Had in mind something a little more radical. But it seems to be a problem. Death. Well, I'm afraid that's a little out of my jurisdiction. Your time or life. Fuck off. The facts of life. To make an alteration in the development of an organic life system, a coding sequence cannot be revised once it's been established. Why not? Because by the second day of incubation, any cells that have undergone reversion mutations give rise to revert colonies like rats leaving the sinking ship. Then the ship sinks. What about EMS recombination? We've already tried it. Ethyl methane, sulfonate is an alkylating agent. Potent mutagen has created a virus so lethal people. Subject was dead before dead. Then a regressive protein that blocks the operating cells. Wouldn't obstruct replication, but it does give rise to an error in replication, so that the newly formed DNA strand carries the mutation and you've got a virus again. But all of this is academic. You were made as well as we could make you, but not to last. The light that burns twice as bright burns half as long, and you have burned so very, very brightly wrong. Look at you. You're the prodigal self. You're quite a pride. I've done questionable things, also extraordinary things. Never. Blessing the code of Ryan Mechanics rudimentary.
All right, folks, here we go with another crazy shite. Oh, shit, we'll get started in just a second. All right, let's hope we get a couple more people in here before we start the insanity that we have for today's show. What do you want from me? You keep touching me. I said you want me to repent, but not to speak. Oh, we're getting the numbers up. Let's hope we get a couple more people in here before we start. Deception! Interception! All right, here we go. We're getting more and more people in here. Thank y'all for being here. You're amazing. I'll say all this again. Society, the government, everybody has us drowning in this. All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, beings of all kinds, here we blow into another crazy shite. So before we get into this idiocracy, let's play the silly intros that I have, and then we will play the intros for all of our peoples that are here. If there's anybody who wants to join us that doesn't have a link, let us know and we'll send you one. Otherwise, well, thank you for being here in the side chat.
Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and/or hosts. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by this channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
It's just like Killer Cop 4, but she's got Hema instead of fry cook balls. I need you, Action Bastard. Action Bastard, I need you. Action Bastard, I need you. Why am I wasting time dancing?
You want to know why? Because the world is fucking flat, dog. And everything that you see up there, as far as like planets or stars, yeah, guess what, dude? It's fucking fake. It's just lights up there. The government put those lights up there so you dummies could just act like there's something up there.
Wait a second, are you a flat earther?
Call a crackhead. You're stupid. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, what? What? Oh. What was in this shit?
All right, yeah, what was in this shit, man? And for all of our members, here is your video. So thank you for being a member if you are one. If you're not one, you can go ahead and hit the join button and you can become a member and you can use all the awesome emojis that we have uploaded during our stream for when we go over weird and crazy stuff. So before we get further into that, let's bring in our co-host that is the partial reason that this stream happens, and they are our...
Some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Yes, I guess you're right.
Yes, and I guess we're right. How are you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing okay. Yeah, and again, you with giving me way too much credit. Fuck you.
I have to fluff your ego somehow. Anyways,
I don't even have any ego.
You make sure these things somewhat happen and then end stuff and things, but we'll talk about it later. So let's bring the rest of our guests in. Of course, our next one is everybody's favorite
Mama.
Oh, Mama. Mama. How are you doing, Mama?
She's
are you AFK? You're muted.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways.
So she's probably
let's
AFK.
go below. It's fine. She may be AFK. Let's go ahead and bring in our two favorite. There's our two favorite Canadians.
Yeah, when I saw Ollie join, I went and turned up the heat in the house because I knew that video was coming.
Yeah, exactly. So how are you both doing?
Excellent. Had pretty
not too bad. Not too bad. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Oh, Jeebus Christ. Don't even try to say that bullshit for like CC does. Anyways, let's say a little side of my chat right quick.
That's from the Truman Show. That's
no, I know, and that's where CC got it from, but that's what that dumb cunt fucking says constantly is, good morning, good evening, blah, 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 yakety schmackety from fucking jerk off fucking wherever the fuck he's from. I don't fucking care where he's actually from. But anyways, so let's say hello to the side of my chat right quick, and we have a Demon Orbs.
Hey,
we
Orb.
have a deep state station. Reasons so they won't be here. Jeebus Christ, you mute. Try to mute when that happens. I understand, not always.
Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong. I'm on the wrong mic.
It's okay. It's okay. No worries. So we totally understand that. Hopefully you can join us later. And then we have a J. Troy who just became a member for the 7 months. Thank you for being a member for 7 months. We're actually at the point where I can like click on a thing that says that you all have been members for us for months, and eventually it'll be a year or 5 or something. Like I can't even imagine in like 5 years what this channel will fucking be. Thanks to all of you, and you're the only reasons that most of this happens. And
Probably
remember,
still the same weird kind of shit as it is now.
no, it totally will be for sure. But it'll be weird to be like, so you've been a member for 5 years or something like that. Ember, if you have you been sent a link?
I think so. Amber usually is in my list.
Okay, if somebody would like a link that has not been sent, just let us know and we will get to there. Hello, Amber.
Amber's got one. So
Awesome.
if they want, I can come in.
Hi, everyone.
Hello,
G'day, g'day.
Hello, mamas.
Hello, mama.
How was yous?
As good.
Awesome. That's good to hear.
Oh, your eyes are good. Okay, and the rest of your body?
Everything's good.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Ember, just pop in whenever you can, just like anybody else. If anybody else has any blah 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 yakety schmackety. So really quick, what I want to go over before we get further into this is we are almost at 700 subs for this channel.
Yay!
Woohoo!
And I know that sounds like a no number for like
no,
some of the other big channels comparatively to my punk ass, but we're gonna do.
You know what? I don't judge by subscribers. Okay.
Well,
you first got to set low goals to end up at the high goals, right?
Well, the thing is, what happened for me that was a difference between a lot of other channels is I have been on YouTube since the beginning of YouTube, putting on my performance videos, right?
Right.
So by the time that they got to the things where they put on a new, you could be a new content creator and then start putting on things and stuff, you got some of the better pushing because I am an old and I didn't get them. Anyways, it doesn't matter. So
they've changed the way things have been accomplished on channels.
Yeah, but also because I'm an old channel that didn't get the numbers when I was supposed to, and I didn't do the right things during certain times, I got pushed back. And even though now we're trying, I still don't get put into the feed the same way as certain other channels would be.
Right.
It doesn't matter. I don't fucking care. I'm here for us and not for the tweens and the new peoples.
Right.
So anyways, everybody say hello to Gamer Pharaoh. I think Pharaoh, right?
Yeah,
we
that's
don't.
right.
Hi, Gamer.
We don't know exactly who you is yet.
Yeah, sorry.
Who you are, and maybe we will in a second. If you can play nice in the Cyberman chats, maybe we'll send you one soon. Or if you let us know that you've changed your name from being somebody that we know, then we'll go from there.
Oh, it's who?
Well, Doctor Who, you should already have. Okay, well, I'll send a link to the Doctor Who then if they want to come on. Doctor Who's never come on before, so that's a little sus. But let's see, because I believe Doctor Who will not come on. But prove me wrong, Doctor. Okay, it's sent to the right person. I'm not gonna send it to, but here we below. Okay. Oh, you okay? Of course. God damn you! As soon as
I don't want one. I was joking. Ha 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 ha.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
bloody
Okay.
Yes, he is.
Fucking Time Lords.
Okay.
With their stupid
Time Lords are just. Slim knows. Time Lords are cunts.
Yes, I know.
Just saying,
I see.
you know.
Yes, they are. God damn! It just make me look like more of a dumbass on my stream. Thanks. No, I'm just kidding. So anyways,
well, that's what your stream is about, right? Showing what a dumbass you are, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, if this was supposed to be serious, I would be wearing a fucking button-down shirt and a tie, and I'd have
Slim. You would be wearing something.
yeah, I'd be wearing something. I would have a beanie on, and I would call myself Tim Pool. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh God!
Anyway.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm just kidding. I would be Ben Shapiro.
That's
from
even worse.
I know. Have you seen fucking Ben Shapiro's music video with fucking Tom McDonald?
I don't
No,
think
but you
so.
do know Ben Shapiro's an accomplished violinist.
Of course he's a
When he was a kid, he played. I can't remember. He played somewhere.
No, of course he's a
Hey,
violinist.
good for him. Like, hey,
Mhm.
at least it's something that he apparently does well.
Okay, so speaking of that devil, let's begin getting into the film that we're getting into. But will somebody remind me in a little while for a palate cleanser to go over Ben Shapiro and Tom McDonald's new rap song, even though Ben Shapiro has put in his Twitter, rap is not music for real. But he is in a rap song for some
Everyone has their
reason.
preferences. I know. Isn't that funny?
So anyways, I'm pretty sure that we're going to get demonetized. We're going to have to edit that out, but we're going to have to go over it eventually. And so I think maybe today we might, if not, we'll go over it during effing funny. I don't know when that's going to happen again, because we have so many other things that we're going to be going over, which is conspiracy, crackpot conspiracies, and flat earth stuff again. And we have a handful of other things to go over first. But anyways, let's begin blowing into this, and let's see how far we get into this. So everybody in the side chat, guesstimate how far we get into this documentary. And let me tell you how long this documentary is. And then everybody put in how long it's going to take us to get through it.
Okay. You already got a 1 minute 33 max.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I want to at least tell you
I think that's
we'll make it further.
hours.
1 hour 33 minutes max. Okay.
No, that was 1 minute 33
seconds.
Correct,
Okay.
yeah,
it is Al, so he knows. Yes.
Yeah, I know. I've been here before. I know how it goes.
He knows how it works.
Exactly. All right. So the stream or the video we're going over is only 28 minutes long. How long do you
know,
think
if we buckle down, we can do this.
No.
We literally
2 hours and 32 minutes.
I think we can make it through the whole 28 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna claim
I think we
that.
can if we really push ourselves.
Yeah, we have 133. We have 420, of course, from Doctor Who. But anyways, let's
420, obviously.
We'll just begin getting into the idiocracy and see how far we get. Everybody else in the side chat, let us know how far you think we're going to get through this. And let's begin right. We'll watch it. So this is from Second Thought. Everybody go to Second Thought and go give them some love. Subscribe to them and
love
hit
as well.
bells and all that stuff. And comment on their this specific video that we're going over. Remember, do not abuse or dox or swat anybody. We are not asking you to go abuse anybody in what we're doing through these streams. We are just showing people the weirdness of things. So if there's any names or anything that goes over, do not go over there and go fuck with these people. Show them respect is what we ask.
Yeah. And if you
This
and
episode
if you're
and
a
others
cunt,
like
it's
it are
up to you. That's you.
But once again, that's why we're
Don't
saying
fucking,
this. And of course,
don't be a cunt. Because we're already covering cunts.
If you find out somebody's information, do not share it with us. Do not send me emails or anything about any of this stuff, because I don't give a flying fuck. I will not go further looking into what we're doing unless there is a major reason for us to do that. And that's where we send Mango, and that's where we get Mango to send us that information. So if we need that information, we have other people that will send us that information.
Yeah, we got our petty PI for that.
Yeah. Anyways, do not abuse people that may be in this that that or whatever. We never want to dox anybody. Let's
and if you're calling them out, you can also do that in a decent and polite manner.
Yeah, and so once again, anyways, I don't think that's gonna really happen, but I just want to put that out there that we're not for causing anybody to go after anybody if they find out that other people are into blah 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 yakety schmacky.
Right.
'Cause this gets
Unless
deep
they're racist.
into. Well, of course. I mean, there
Well-
is punch a Nazi in the face day, but don't go and find the Nazi just if they're around. Go ahead, Mama.
I was going to say, it reflects badly on Slim's channel if you do that.
Yeah, and
Well,
so
no,
once
no,
again, we're not
if you do
promoting
that,
people to
that's
go-
your own thing. We not.
But we're not
telling you to
promoting.
do
I mean, going over other people's channels because so and so said they sent me. That reflects badly on Slim.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
no, no,
exactly.
no,
Timely. So
What you
we're
do in your
not
personal
asking
life out in the
anybody-
real world has no bearing on us.
Yeah,
Just
thank
saying.
you. And so, yeah, that's exactly what we're trying to get at is YouTube. We
Just
are
be
not
polite.
promoting violence. So let's put it
We're
that
only
way. All right, so here we
promoting
go.
politeness.
Yes. Okay. So what I'm going to do right quick is I'm going to begin playing this. I'm going to grab another burr, and then I will be right back. And so,
You've
let
not
this
even
run-
started, and you already need another burr.
well, I mean, after thinking about the idiocracy that we have to go over, and I've had 55 minutes already. Because it takes us forever to start any fucking thing on
Yes,
this channel.
it does.
That's why. But anyways, we'll get back and we'll come into this and we'll do cheers and all that stuff. And you can buy me a shot if you would like at the thingy mabobber at the bottom. But anyways, let's blow on with this. So here we go. Everybody give second thought some love for coming up with this. And the way that they put this into a video is fucking amazing. And if we get through this, I actually have 2 other videos about this as well. But we'll see where we go from here. So here we blow.
Brought to you by the generous support of my patrons on Patreon. If you'd like to help support this channel, join our growing Discord server, and get early access to every video, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/secondthought.
Hold on, let me get this fixed. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Dallas, Texas.
I'm here in the heart of Dallas, literally right in the center of the city. Dealey Plaza and the JFK Memorial are right over there. Got the Dallas Symphony Orchestra playing over there. Right over there is the Perot Museum. But right here is First Baptist Dallas. In the summertime, the
Bruh.
church holds an event they call Freedom Sunday, a patriotic service blending piety
Freedom
and politics.
Sunday?
Imagine a cross between Easter and the 4th of July, where
Freedom
congregants are decked
Sunday
out in
ain't
red, white,
free.
and blue, wave American flags, cheer at indoor fireworks, and worship to the battle hymn of the Republic just as they would with any
Exactly.
traditional hymn. In 2020, the annual service climaxed with Pastor Robert Jeffress preaching to the congregation
Oh my
a sermon
God, not
titled
that fucker.
America is a Christian Nation,
Mhm.
in which he spoke out against the idea that the Founding Fathers intended the country to be a secular nation without religious influence, with church and state totally separate.
That version of
Except-
American history belongs in the same category as the story of George Washington and the cherry tree. It is an absolute myth. The truth is, America was founded primarily, not exclusively, but primarily by Orthodox Christians.
There was no such thing as
Citation needed.
There was no such thing as Orthodox Christians at that
No.
point in time. It was Quakers and the Blahs that came over here that actually were some of the first religious organizations. And then
Right.
Christianity started becoming more prevalent the more that there were more people that came over here. And then they came up with the sects that we're using to this day, which is
The different Christian religions, right, right.
Yeah, the sects that have
Yeah.
become from here. If you go to the Europes and you go and look at the sects of Christianity, they are not the same as the ones that we have over here.
And
the
I've never heard of an
versions-
Orthodox Christian. Have you?
No. And again, that wasn't a thing back then, and
No.
now there could
And
be
it's not a
versions
thing
of that,
now.
but it's
It's not a
yeah,
thing now. There's
well,
Orthodox Catholics, Greeks.
well, it's usually
Jews.
Orthodox Jews.
Well, if you're an Orthodox
but-
Catholic, then you're an then you are a Christian.
It's sort of, kind of. I'm not sure. I'm
But
kind of on the
do they
fence with
claim
that.
Well, if they
But do
believe
they
in
claim
Jesus
that-
Christ that he was the that he was.
But do
Christ,
they
so-
claim themselves as
But they pray to
that
the thing is
exact
they
at some
pray to
moment?
Mary. That's the thing. They may have Jesus on a crucifix, but that's as far as they go. They don't really worship Jesus. They worship more the Mother Mary. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that is true.
So that's why I'm kind of on the fence. Are they really Christian religion at that point?
Hey, Ember.
Yeah. Hey, Ember.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. So, what do we call the Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses? Are they
Morons?
pseudo-Christian?
Morons?
They're half and half.
Mormons are more
kidding.
Christian to me because they do worship Jesus Christ and his teachings. And it's about your relationship with Jesus Christ. But there are some other aspects to it as well.
Are
Yeah.
there thems in? I know I said that weird, but is there that in the Europes, or is it only in the Americas that we have that version of that?
Oh, the Mormons are worldwide now.
Mormons are
I think
have
that
been worldwide.
I think you
Okay,
guys
and
infected
then
us.
What about the other door-to-door people?
Jehovah's Witnesses, I think, are
Witnesses.
Christians as well because they do worship Jesus Christ.
But are they worldwide as well?
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
so. Yeah, I think they are.
Okay. All right. So, anyways,
Yep,
let's
lots
just
of alternate flavors of Christianity.
Yeah. The
God
Jehovah's
damn it,
Witnesses
yeah.
are the
The
extreme
last
side
bit
where
of
they
that video
don't.
there was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ember.
Okay. So
yeah. Oh, I was just going to say that the Church of Constantinople is now called Eastern Orthodox, and that was like the one flavor of Christianity that was not present during the foundation of America.
Okay. Right.
because Constantinople became a thing after, right? It was
Istanbul.
Istanbul before.
No,
But anyways, keep blowing up.
the great schism between what is it, the high muckety muck of Constantinople and the Pope
Yeah.
of Rome was from like the year 1000.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I was just gonna say,
Right,
Jehovah's
so-
Witnesses, anything that's tradition, they don't celebrate. Like you don't celebrate your birthday because did Jesus have a birthday? That's how they view things like that.
Yeah. I remember, yeah.
No, he doesn't
Okay.
have a birthday because nobody knows when he was born. Oh.
Right? He's born somewhere in March. That's all we know.
Yeah, probably.
Well, he
And
doesn't
sheep
have
are
a
out, right?
birthday because he doesn't know when his mama got impregnated. Never mind, we'll talk
Right?
about
We
that
don't know.
later. Let's keep blowing.
Yeah, it
on
could have been an
this.
overnight thing. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
It could have been with all those goddamn sheep and donkeys and the. Never mind.
Only if they were staring at sticks.
Exactly. While all those men were piled on top of her, but we'll talk about that later at the hotel and motel, the Holiday Inn, and if never mind, that's something
Say
different.
what?
Well,
Okay, go
anyways,
Motel.
all right, let's keep blowing on.
And they founded this country upon the unchanging foundation of God's eternal truth.
No, that's
and
not how the world
furthermore,
works.
our
No, they did
founders
not.
believed that our success as a nation depended upon our faithfulness to God's eternal word.
That's no.
So
no.
how does he
Sorry.
know what they
Nope.
thought? How does he know what they thought?
Nope. Sorry. Nope. Just because they believed in God doesn't mean they based this country on everything religious. Sorry, that's not how that
No,
works.
because
And
they
not
said,
even all of them did.
Nope.
And that's,
You're right.
I mean, that is the way that we took over most of this land by saying that God told us we're going to take it over. But was it the Jesus version or was it other versions?
Which
We
God?
don't
Yeah.
fucking know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Something. But
A lot of that,
most likely.
The Manifest Destiny bullshit was Old Testament, which, most Christians say, oh, Old Testament, that doesn't matter anymore. But
No, yeah.
they'll
Yeah, after the
sure as
Jeebus.
shit use it when it's convenient.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
supposedly when
for
Jesus
sure.
came, all the Old Testament went by the
Got
wayside.
thrown out the window.
Got thrown out the window, right?
Yeah. Got thrown
According
out
to
with the
Paul,
baby with
anyway.
the
But you're right,
bathtub or
Ember.
whatever,
They will
the
use the
water
Old
with
Testament when it suits their needs.
No,
yeah.
of course they do. The other day, somebody.
It's amazing.
We're going to be going over stupid things that Trumpenists say in the next couple of weeks, and part of them is the same difference. I believe in this part of the Bible, and then you're like, well, so if you want to have a slave that's not your blah 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 yakety, well, we don't do that no more. We don't. Well, well, you pick this part of the Old Testament to be a part of, but you don't want the other parts, or child slavery, or all this blah blah blah. Like,
And
why you pick and
wait,
choose?
what are you doing? Are you mixing your fabrics?
Yeah.
Hello, Jedi.
Hey, Jedi.
Yeah, are you eating
So-
shellfish? How dare you?
How
shellfish
Yeah,
are Thursday?
even
On a Friday?
even the Jews don't
Whatever.
stone their children to death anymore.
Right. Adulterers are not
we
stoned
not?
anymore.
Why
Children
do
and
we not
adulterers are stoned now. Yeah.
No,
Why do
of
we
course
not
not.
get stoned with our children anymore?
No, but of course they got rid of the
So wait a
stoning of
second.
adulteress because
Mom?
they don't want to get
Hold
stoned.
on.
Well-
Go ahead, Aliman.
So adultery is having sex outside of marriage, right?
Adultery is
Right.
no, I don't think
For
so.
women, yeah.
Well,
For women, probably, but adultery is also if you're married and you're skipping out on, with somebody else.
So that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
That's
It's
cheating,
outside of
okay,
marriage.
That's cheating. That's still adultery, right? Like if you're married and you're off having an affair, you're committing adultery, right?
But basically, adultery is having sex outside of marriage.
Yes.
And I've done that, and I'm getting stoned. Does that not count?
So now you're absolved
Maybe
of
it
your
does.
sins because you're getting stoned
I'm
after.
saying.
But I know what you mean.
sex with somebody
Extramarital
else's
sex
wife.
is
Yeah.
considered adultery too, right? In the
Wait,
Bible.
so if I smoke marijuana while I'm fucking a bunch of women that are married, then I'm absolved of my sins? Okay, I'm sorry.
They didn't read the book right. They said to stone, but not with stones,
Stones can have multiple
but
meanings.
with
They
leaves.
didn't,
That's true. It could.
they didn't tell me it was rocks that I needed to get stoned. They just said
I gotta
that-
let my dog out. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course. So, anyways,
Who let
let's
the
keep
dog
going
out?
on.
Ollie.
Yeah, and just like selling your daughter, just like
Right.
Jedi is saying, there is laws for that and how to do that properly.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody nowadays lives in the proper society in a first world country, which we are living in?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way for you to
you're
sell
not.
your daughter? And
Legally or practically?
Not legally. Not legally.
Let me delve further into this
Okay.
right quick. The reason why you sell your daughter, an older man ends up fucking and having intimate relations with your younger daughter and gets her pregnant. Well, now the whole selling of your daughter needs to be a thing, because in the Bible it says that if there's a blah 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 for a thing and stuff, and there's a stuff that I don't want to
Mhm.
correlate or say on YouTube, then now you can sell your daughter. And what that means is if a person gets your daughter pregnant, if he has enough goats, grain and other things,
Right,
that he can absolve that sin per se,
Mhm.
right? Is that the best way that I could say
Yeah, I
that?
get. I know what
Mama?
you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Right?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that
it's,
what-
it's usually more a matter of like
basically
30
saying?
shekels.
Basically,
Sure,
if
that-
you want to,
sure, that's what I'm
if
saying.
you want to equate it to these days, it is if you break it, you buy it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what Jedi just
Correct.
said. Once she's no longer a virgin, she's
Mhm,
worthless.
where
So
she's
once
worthless
you
to
break
them,
it,
right?
you have to buy it, and if you
Mhm.
don't, that's when you get hung from a tree, or that's when you
Right.
you know,
Yeah, no.
you
Well,
know,
no. The men aren't
okay, go
subject
ahead.
to those penalties. Adultery is a crime only for women in the Old Testament, and that's because women
Oh.
are property. If you commit adultery, you've damaged a man's property, and you have to be punished for that.
Because it's your goddamn fault that you didn't cross your legs and you didn't have a long enough skirt to make sure that you didn't get violated. And yeah, no, I'm totally. So anyways, let's keep blowing on with the insanity of they always want to claim that it's going to be the new testament that they go by until they
So-
want to use the Old Testament for their. Go ahead, Ollieman.
My idiot dog, it's -18 outside right now. And
And
he
it-
didn't need to go. He didn't need to go outside to use the washroom. No, he wanted to go outside so he could roll around in the snow for a while. That's what he's out there doing right now. He's just rolling around in the snow. Crazy.
You've got an
dog.
awesome dog.
Halos it. Exactly. I know how that goes. So, anyways, let's keep blowing on with the the more of why this is a problem in the Americas, and it is becoming a thing around the world as well. So now we just had a thing that happened in Germany that I want to just glaze over and not talk about until I know a lot more about it. But now we're having people rising up against the fascists in Germany, and some people in the heads of Germany said they're going to kick out people that they're kicking out people of the country, which is insane to hear. It almost sounds like the 1930s again. And that's why we had to go over this for the Americas. And we'll go over all that stuff in the near future once I know more about it and I've done more research. I don't have enough information to go over what's going on in Germany right now, but here we blow. In a second, we'll go over that DSS.
Incorrect to say the truth is this. America was founded as a Christian nation, and our success as a nation depends upon our fidelity to God's word.
Fidelity?
Jeffress's rhetoric is not unique. Services and sermons like this have been held all over the country. It's just one piece that fits into a larger narrative of evangelicalism, revisionist history, conspiracy theories, xenophobia, and grassroots politics that's found its way into the spotlight over the last decade. This unholy marriage of religion and politics is the narrative of American Christian nationalism.
And so now we're going to delve further into what exactly that means. I'm sure most of us understand partially what that means, but let's delve into it and why it's so corrosive to the American melting pot, or the reason why America was supposedly founded and why we made the Constitution and all of the amendments are to let in people legally from other countries to go ahead.
Don't those papers actually say that they wanted to separate church and state?
Yes. And Jefferson, I think it was. If it wasn't,
it was a letter. Thomas Jefferson wrote a letter in which he mentioned that.
So there was a pastor who wrote a letter to him.
Yeah,
that
it was mentioned.
What was his actual meaning of that? And then Jefferson wrote back, me being a religious person, I do not want just my religion to be the number one religion. We want all religions to put their number into the hat and or their 2 cents into
correct
how we run things, and we want everybody to help us run things, not just our own self-righteous aspects in how our situation is.
Everybody with an asterisk, because by everybody we were leaving out a whole lot of people at the time. But also there's another dimension to that. Is Jefferson did have the foresight to realize that if you didn't have a separation of church and state, then whoever's in charge today won't necessarily be who's in charge tomorrow. And we really didn't want to have another Spanish Inquisition here where we're just murdering people and purging the heathens who are of the wrong flavor of whatever.
And also they like a lot of them came from England, where at the time there was the Church of England, a state-run church, and that's why you have the freedom of religion. So the government can't set up a national church or state church, right?
Yeah, and so exactly. So it was supposed to be the combination of different ideologies being put together, and if, like you were saying, Ember, if let's say the Democrats came into power for 4 years, now they were blah blah blah, and they persecuted anybody against them, same back and forth, and there would never be a rest of people being killed. So the best way to do this was to say, like, religion is not the thing. We need to do it all about precedent and or our statues onto what freedom is in this society, which is freedom of press, I hate this fucking Second Amendment, but that, and then because the reason why I hate that is because it's being represented improperly. If it was actually being properly represented the way that it was supposed to be written, it would be fucking amazing. Because then we could have red tape laws and red flag laws. I meant red flag laws. I'm sorry.
Yeah, red flag laws, which we do have
could go
in California.
Yes, but not enough places around the country, and that's why we have murderers, serial killers, and a handful of other things. Like the other day, I just went over I just watched a thing about a serial killer who went into the mental hospital multiple times, came out and was able to buy guns, and then went and murdered and raped and killed all these fucking people after he got out. And it was like, God damn it, we almost had him. We had him. If he would have just stayed inside of the place that was
but also like if you are in a mental hospital for violent things.
Well, they let him out after that. He did violent things. They had, oh my God, we're gonna go over this in the near future. He literally was killing rabbits, dogs, cats, and other things and drinking their blood, and they had proof of him drinking fucking animals' blood. But his mom said no, he was a great person, and And anyways, he went in and out of mental hospitals throughout fucking 30 years of his life, and then they let him out, and then somehow he got a hold of multiple guns, and then he went into 5 different people's houses and murdered and killed the whole families and little kids and all this stuff, and then did horrible things to the females. And then they finally found him, and then they put, like, God damn it, like, it's insane, like, how we do not have enough. If you are black or brown, they'll follow you for a whole entire life, and they'll never let you out, and they like really want to make sure that you're fucking in trouble. But if you're a fucking rich white boy in the right family, then you can be a psychopath, and you can get in and out of the system, and then you can buy guns, and then you can go and murder millions of people. Well, sorry, not millions, obviously, but you know, like,
I know what you're saying, though. There's so many loopholes right now that people take advantage of that are not being
like, why
filled
did
in.
they let this douche? Why did they let this douche nozzle out multiple times when he said he believed? This is what he said while he was in mental hospitals. He believed that his blood was turning into dust, and if he did not drink the blood of other beings, he could not survive. He was told that to people, and then after telling that to people, they let him out of a mental hospital. What the no, you don't ever, unfortunately, not to be a dick cheese, but you don't let people out of a mental hospital after they claim that things multiple times in front of people, after they've murdered animals and drank their blood, and they have proof of you eating their bodies. Like, unfortunately, I'm sorry, homie, you don't get out of custody. Not to be a dick cheese, but
I don't know. That sounds kind of like Catholicism.
No, totally, but that's a little bit different because we do it through the drinking of the wine, and we do it from the crackers and blah blah blah. Yakety schmuckety. But anyways, once we get into that, that's one of the next murder mystery things we're doing in the near future is that douche nozzle, because like it's insane how much, like, and your body is not supposed to be able to drink that much blood. That's what's even scarier. That
your body's not built to drink blood at all.
Yeah, we're not supposed to take in that the way in that shipper, but he trained his body to be able to drink lots and lots of blood, which is even scarier. And that's why I said we'll go over it later. So let's keep blowing on with this.
That's no doubt a phrase you've seen and heard a lot of. It's an ideology that...
And it's Major Green Twat. It goes, I'm a Christian nationalist, and that's a good thing. That should be a good thing. Why should we... Anyways.
Believes that the U.S. was always intended to be a Christian nation, that it's backslidden into horrid liberal secularism, and that it desperately needs to be reclaimed by Christians and rededicated as a nation for God. And these aren't fringe beliefs either. According to the Pew Research Center, 60% of Americans believe that the founders intended the country to be a Christian nation. 45% believe that it should be one today. And of that 45%, more than half believe that the Bible should influence U.S. law and take precedence over the will of the people.
Oh, hell no.
Christian nationalism is the framework that animates
That's
these ideas.
an interesting statistic.
And
Because
and you want to know another scary statistic?
Go ahead right quick, and then we'll go Amber.
What was it? 20% of the younger people do not believe the Holocaust was real.
Yeah.
Let's not go into that right now. Let's keep going.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that's fucking scary, man.
Very.
But
really
I
bad takes out there for sure. And they're pervasive.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to say, Amber?
I mean, they're flat earthers, they're moon landing deniers. It's the state of our public is very questionable. But the statistic, it strikes me as weird because we know that Christians collectively, all the Christians together, including the Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses, make up like 46% of the population, and 52% are atheists or no religious affiliation. So why are some of the people who don't believe in God saying the Bible should make the law? Those two statistics.
No.
I don't think that's the way that worked out.
That's the amount of people that that thought that was the intention by the founders. So that could just be misinformed people.
No, the first number was the intention of the founder. The second number was people who say that it should be the United States should be Christian today, and the third number was people who think the Bible should be used to make laws today.
Yeah, and I thought it was
all laws should follow the Bible, is what they think.
But also, that is a statistic, and that statistic, like if you would go and ask that, let's say in Texas and not in other states, you'll get quite different statistics as if you would do it in another place.
Sure.
That's kind of what I'm hinting at, is that there seems to be a sampling bias.
Yeah,
it depends on where they polled these people for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't know
the
numbers
demographics
and other
That's why
things.
polls can never be relied on, because they can be skewed to fit the results that they want.
Yeah, the problem with we got polls, we don't know how many hookers have strippered around them, and I don't know how many STDs are on it at one point in time because we can't. Never mind.
Because they don't clean the poll properly.
They don't clean the poll.
Yeah, we don't know
properly.
how many of our citizens have been on there.
Okay. I had to break up this with that. Actually, speaking of that devil, because fuck this bullshit.
Selection bias. Thank you, Harry.
I know we're having fun with this, but let's see if we can get demonetized and or taken down by showing this. Have any of you seen the Ben Shapiro and the Tom McDonald music video?
No.
Luckily, no.
All right, well, here you go.
But sadly, I'm probably gonna be seeing it now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Slim's making us suffer.
No, we're all suffering. And yes,
are we in church?
Probably,
why are we suffering?
No, it's like church. And I'm sorry, y'all. We are going to get taken down a couple times, and this is going to be demonetized, and we'll probably have to cut this out of the video if they take it down or make it so we can't be seen in other countries. But you're welcome, everybody who's watching right now. Yeah, no, he does not want WAP. Remember, Ben Shapiro doesn't want WAP because his wife says she can only get WAP when the pool boy is there. She never gets WAP when he's around. But here we blow. I'm sorry, you all, but you're welcome, you all. And I'm actually gonna leave it here, and we're not gonna watch it full screen. And I'm going to do this to just see if maybe shit. Okay.
Shit.
I think we're going to do it this way. And hopefully whatever. We'll see. So you're welcome, everybody. I'm sorry, everybody, but this is the dumbest shit I've fucking seen in a long time.
They call me offensive, controversial. It's only two genders, boys and girls. They can't cancel my message because I'm the.
Actually, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get to where Ben Shapiro says his bullshit, because this is fucking hilariously
Slim.
stupid. So watch. Yes.
Side chat.
And we're gonna slow it down. Yeah.
Thank you, Jedi. Thank you so much.
Put some alcohol in that pie hole, man.
There you
Oh
go.
my Jesus! Am I drinking something now? Okay.
You're drinking something.
Look at that super summer chat.
Left Hand Jedi says, since this is going down, here's a log for the fire.
Okay, so give me a second to get some blue ready. Hold on.
Yeah, that would be 2 blues, wouldn't it?
I'm blue, bop, bee, dop, bop. Oh, sorry, we're listening to something else.
Yes, we are.
No, not yet. Oh, Amber, I was watching Backstream the other night when I should have been sleeping.
Of course.
Your nails looked awesome.
Thank you.
I like polished nails.
Jesus,
me too, actually. I've been looking at them, like I'll be driving along and I'll glance down and see the colors and I'm like, yay.
It's not something for me, but I think it looks nice.
And this, what I really enjoy is that this is the worst I'm ever going to do it, because already I've learned so much about what I did wrong, and Anna sure had some good tips and so forth.
I heard.
Yeah.
Okay,
that was
so
informative few minutes on that stream for you, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so here we blow.
Okay.
We'll do 2 shots, and then we're just gonna listen to. We're not gonna listen to fucking McDonald on his farm talk to us. We're just
That's what I was gonna be saying.
You know, old McDonald is great for trans voice exercises.
I would think so. Yeah.
We've talked about
because all the vowels.
So here we go. Here's one shot. Bad vodka. Okay, so let's get into
Old McDonald's deformed farm.
Let's just get into Ben Shapiro fucking saying his bullshit, and then we'll go from there.
I was put into the stereo.
Yeah, fuck you, you weirdo. So right off the bat, all I want to say is he's talking about how we're a gangster. We don't do drugs. We don't have sex. We don't go and spend our money at strip clubs. But we have a lot of money, and we are losers because we don't want. And then we want to give money to the police. How often do you hear gangsters talk about giving money to the police? No,
I know.
That's not a fucking thing. So, anyways, let's listen to what Ben Shapiro has to say about how cool he is.
My money like this, so my pockets are fat. Homie, I'm epic. Don't be a wap. Dog, it's a yarmulke, homie, no cap.
He just said his pockets are full of money and they're fat, but he doesn't give it up to WAP. So his wife still does not have wet pussy around him. He has to wait for the pool boy to come over, or for me to go fuck his wife.
Look at the graphs, look at my charts. You're blowing money on strippers and cars. You going to prison, I'm on television, dolls.
So you're spending your money, literally, this is the silliest rap song ever.
But
no
also,
one knows.
And why you're bragging that you got a lot of money? Okay, you got a lot of money, and now people gotta like you.
Hey, Jason. And not just that he's I got a lot of money, but I don't spend it on pussy and cars. I spend it on my family and stuff. That's not fucking rap, you douche nozzles. That's
well,
not
it's
how
rap.
Works.
It's just not
rap,
gangster.
Which that's
it's
what
daddy
I'm saying,
rap.
But Yeah, it's not gangster, and that's what rap is. It's supposed to be gangsta, you know, like what the fuck?
Gangsta.
Like,
Well,
I
gangster
do
rap's
this shit, I
supposed to
do
be
that.
gangster.
I'm fucking pimping because I do blah blah blah. He's like, oh, I am going to do my taxes early so that I can make sure I get my return in time. And you're like, yeah, that's not gangster, you motherfucker.
Nikki takes some notes. I just did this for fun. All my people download this. Let's get a Billboard #1.
Oh my Jeebus. Okay, I can't do this anymore. I'm done with that.
He's
So,
just
anyways, he
hoping to get more
literally
money
just
out of this.
he does that. Yeah, no, exactly. It's fucking redonkulous. Exactly what's going on. Okay, so let's get back into what we were watching earlier.
It's been diagnosed as one of the key components in Donald Trump's victory in 2016. It's been cited as one of the ingredients that led to January 6th. It's no doubt going to play a big role in the 2024 election. We've got prominent Republicans self-identifying as Christian nationalist. Lauren Boebert is literally calling for the dissolution of the separation between church and state.
That is not how our founding fathers intended it. And I'm tired of this separation of church and state junk that's not in the Constitution. It was in a stinking letter, and it means nothing like what they say it does.
Except that it was in the Constitution, and then a pastor asked Jefferson, right? I believe that's right. The person, what did you actually mean by that? And then they said, I do not believe that any religion should be the main focus on how we run the
right
country.
Yeah.
Right?
Because if a lot of these alt-right Republicans had their way, we'd be living in something akin to a Handmaid's Tale.
We would be Amish. Literally, it would be an Amish country.
Women would be nothing but breeders.
Yeah.
You know, men would run everything. Women wouldn't be allowed to read anymore. We'd go back to the biblical ways where women couldn't do shit.
And
right?
we would be overrun with refugees from America.
And it would just be a whole bunch of old men wanting to have sex with and marrying 15-year-olds, and then blah 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 yakky. And literally would just be the fucking insanity that we had back in the old world, which is nowadays that's not how we want things to run, or that we give choices. Yeah, we give choices to people and how they want to live their own lives.
Correct.
And you can
do worship a lot of who they want to worship.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, exactly.
If I want to worship Slim's dick,
cheers.
I'll worship Slim's dick.
So cheers. Here's the second one.
Woo!
Jesus Christ.
Hasta luego.
There's a lot of thingy mabobbers that like this dumb cunt, especially people like her and Major Green Twat. They did not go to college and to school like most politicians, right? There's political thingy mabobbers that you do, like go into debate classes. Then you get into college and you go and take certain political classes as well, math, science, math,
political science, things like that, right?
Yeah, political, yeah, exactly, things like that, right? These idiots did not go through any of that, especially the fucking Trump. So now you have people that don't understand the fucking system, even though you were taught how to abuse the system in most of those cases, but they didn't go through the process of understanding these amendments and what they meant in the beginning, and how that you keep propagating them to be something to keep democracy being a thing. And that's where we're coming into this bitch saying stuff like this.
And all of this is why some are calling the movement the single biggest threat to religious freedom in the country. And as someone who isn't religious, but who is interested in religion nonetheless, watching all this play out has been not just troubling, but curious. And part of the reason for that is that there's a war being waged amongst American evangelicals, a group that most people see as pretty unified. But before we get to that, what exactly is Christian nationalism? Is it just regular old conservative Christians gone nuts?
No.
Is it the tiny church at the end of your street? Well,
no,
not really.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
Bang.
One of the most helpful resources we consulted in understanding what Christian nationalists believe, why they believe it, and what's really going on underneath it all from a historical perspective is this book, Taking America Back for God, by sociologists Andrew Whitehead and Samuel Perry. Now, this book was published before January 6th and before the 2020 election. But even though the events referenced in the book may not be completely up to date, the conclusions that the authors draw are more relevant than ever. To study the movement, the pair drew data largely from the 2017 Baylor Religion Study conducted by Gallup. Respondents were asked to rate their level of agreement with 6 individual statements to gauge their orientation towards Christian nationalist ideas. And from those answers, they divided people into 4 separate categories across the spectrum: those who reject Christian nationalism outright, those who resist it, who accommodate it, and who act as an ambassador for it. Now, what they found is pretty interesting. Clearly, people are all over the place on this. It's not at all binary. There are people who are fully in support of these ideas, just as there are those who are strongly opposed to it in every respect. But most people are somewhere in the middle, agreeing with a couple points over here, but disagreeing with a couple others over there. Just as interesting and vital in understanding the movement is looking at the demographics of the respondents, because the people who make up these 4 categories are perhaps not entirely who you'd think they'd be. There's a perception that Christian nationalism is just a bunch of white conservative evangelicals.
Yeah.
But that's not entirely true. In some ways, Christian nationalists do lean in the directions that you'd probably expect. Those who land in the accommodator and ambassador categories do skew older, white, Republican, they live in the Bible Belt or the Midwest, and they're less likely to be college educated. But to try to claim that's the whole picture is inaccurate. Whitehead and Perry stress this constantly throughout the book. Quote, Christian nationalism and white evangelicalism are not at all synonymous. For example, almost a third of those in the reject column, people who do not agree with the movement at all, identify as Protestant or Catholic. In fact, nearly a quarter of evangelicals overall land in the reject or resist categories. Accommodators and ambassadors skew female, while resistors and rejectors skew male. It's not exclusively white. 65% of Black Americans are either accommodators or ambassadors.
That is so weird when I look at some of these statistics, but I don't know. They do say a lot of people who are foreign from the Americas, when they come over here, they're more right wing or Republican because of where they came from. But it's very weird to see that. But it's obviously a thing.
It's not even exclusively Republican. Republicans are the majority, of course, but a full 1/3 of respondents who identify as Democrats wound up landing as an accommodator or an ambassador. All this to say, there's way more nuance to the makeup of those in this movement. Yes, there's overlap with conservatism, and there's overlap with evangelicalism, but Christian nationalism is not either of those things in totality.
Yeah.
To understand it, you have to look at it as its own individual cultural framework. Within that, I think there are 3 core ideas to understand in order to grasp what Christian nationalism really is. The first is the truth that Robert Jeffress and loads of others have promoted, that America was founded as an explicitly Christian nation, that the Founding Fathers always meant it to be so, and that founding documents like the Constitution are basically just as divinely inspired as the Bible itself. Debating the accuracy of that is less what I'm interested in here. What I am interested in...
Okay. So yeah, he does have a point over going 3 of these. So let's go over a little bit of this. But
yeah,
and then
the U.S. Constitution is the same as the Bible. Hell no.
No, it's not.
The Constitution at least has some value. Oh,
that's
But Aaron Ra likes to point out the First Amendment contradicts the First Commandment.
Yeah, and
yep.
The commandments are fucking bullshit anyways.
Yeah.
Like 4 of them are just like bow down to the God or you're not gonna be given into heaven, or that you're not gonna be given repentance.
And those are cherry picked. Like there's like 600 and some odd of them in there, and they've just picked these few to be like important. I don't know, wasn't that Charlton Heston made like that big movie that everybody all talking about it all the time?
That sounds familiar, but I can't think
Perhaps
of what
I'm
it is.
being the old man that I am. I might be taking us too far back in time.
Okay, anyways, let's go blow on a little bit more. I am exhausted still from the weekend of
No, that's fine.
4 days. So we'll get into, I believe, a little bit more into this, and we will delve into this further in the near future. But here we blow.
Is what emerges from it. What stems from this worldview is the elevation of American into just as important an identity as Christian. And these two things become so tied up with one another, so intertwined, that they're inseparable. To be an American is to be a Christian, and to be a Christian is to be an American. I'm sure
that is the assumption in the
That's-
Americas. If you didn't
yes.
get here, everybody and their mom assumes that, like,
Everybody's Christian here, right? Everybody goes to
yeah.
church. Yeah.
Yeah, but also,
hold on. Give me just 15 seconds, and then I'll let everybody else talk. So every time I go to the bar, every time I go to some place, even looking like this, I have Trumpenites that come up to me and are like, "Yeah, you know about the blah blah blah," and I'm like, "No, I'm an anarchist or I'm a Satanist," and they're like, "What the fuck?" And you're like, "What did you think that I look like, you weirdo? Like what?" And like, I see so many people that are right wing that like have fucking tattoos all over their whole body and that look like what we used to call gutter punks. And now you see these idiots, just like we were looking at fucking McDonald, the cunt, the fucking rapper 10 years ago. The fucking right wing would never let you into their circle. And now you're a part of their circle by having dreads and having tattoos all over you.
Yeah, because they needed someone for the circle jerk, okay? Come on.
I guess so, but that's not how the world used to work. Or like I guess, like I said, when people see me or I see people that have like body tattoos, like that are all this weird that do show rebellion, and they're like, "Yeah, I believe in the right wing and the blah blah blah," and you're like, "But your tattoos and your body modifications do not say that, you weirdo. Do you not know what the fuck you are fucking representing?" No. Of course they don't, because they're
I brought this up to my husband once, and it was the figure skater, the ice skater Scott Hamilton. Years ago, he did a routine to the song Hair.
Yeah.
He starts off wearing a wig. He's dressed like a hippie. He's got like this vest on, it's got the fringes. By the end of the routine, he's taken the wig off and he's flipped the vest around to look like a business suit.
Yep.
So it's like the contrast of we're fighting the man, but then I become the man, as I get older. It's the same concept.
Exactly.
But
I see all these people that are supposedly looking like they're anti the establishment, and then you're like, "So, what do you think about defunding the police?" They're like, "No, fund the police," and you're like, "Well, that's not anti-establishment, you dumb cunts."
No,
like,
exactly.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's what's so funny. They don't know what they're fighting against, I don't think.
Yeah. Like when I was at the motorcycle convention this weekend, there was so much anti-Semitism, anti-government, and blah, blah, blah. But then you're like, "So are you for the government? Like, do you want Trump or blah, blah, blah to do this?" And they're like, "But yeah." And you're like, "Well, that's not anti-government, or that's not what you have all these like Nazi symbols all over you, or all these other things." And it's like, yeah, you're just being contradicted. You don't even understand like what you're fucking standing for, except for that you want to be the freest person that you can be with everybody else not being free. Oh, that's great. That's
rules
exactly
for thee,
what everybody
but not
wants.
Rules for me, but not, or no for thee, but not for me attitude.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, that's amazing. You want your whole family and all your inbred cousins to have freedom to run around with guns, but then you don't want anybody who is darker shade than you to have a gun, and like, oh, that makes sense, or I can run around with a shirt on that says "fuck Joe Biden" or "F the government."
Yep.
But as soon as a black person has a shirt on that says "F Trump," now I want him arrested. He's got to, it's like, no, that's not how the world works. It's got to be even fucking for everybody. Like, if I can do this Yeah,
Sure, Slim
if I can do it, then everybody else should be able to do it. And once again, there is words and phrases and ways that you can do things that are not considered free speech because it's called terrorism at that certain point.
Well, this is
the
what ticks me off
problem.
with people is like, we're free. Freedom's an illusion, you idiots.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not totally free to do whatever we want. There's going to be rules and regulations. Even if you want to be an anarchist, you're going to have certain rules and
Yeah.
regulations to follow.
I'm free to go down to the beach or the park until it closes because there's a curfew, and then I gotta leave and put out my fire, and then that's how the world works. You dumb cunt. There are rules and regulations and policies. I love saying that for the auditors because that's how it works. There are stipulations. Sorry, not stimulations. That's in the dungeon.
That's something else.
Yeah, the stipulations that you have to follow, which is laws, regulations, and policies that happen between blah blah blah, yakety schmackety for certain things, and you have to get registration, and you have to tell people when you have certain items that could be used as a weapon and or used against somebody if they don't give enough consent to harm somebody, to kill them, like a huge dildo vibrator or butt plug. But anyways, we'll talk about that.
But those very same people that fight all that, when you get in their home, they've probably got rules and regulations for everything. People do in their house.
Yeah, they're like, you got to take off your shoes. You got to do this.
But I'm not the government. But in your house, you're the government.
Yeah, exactly.
So why are you
the worst thing?
Absolutely. The
mixed messages, people.
Yeah.
The double standards and usually the ones that have like some logical thinking will understand when you show them how it would be if you just changed it from their favorite thing to something else, something they're diametrically opposed to, or even something that they're not diametrically opposed to, but it's just the wrong flavor, if you will.
Well, that's what we
totally
that's what we try to use against them, is to flip that into the way they would think of things.
But
like,
some of them actually don't get it though. They don't.
I know, and that's why this is a losing battle. But we are doing this to at least give the sanity to us by going over this stuff. Because otherwise, I would be insane, and I would be in a padded room with my arms wrapped around my backside and not being able to move, and I'd be talking to the wall. And maybe I am. I don't know. This is reality per se. But anyways, this at least helps me make myself more sane by going through this and talking about this with people, because this is part of my everyday existence when I look up this stuff or I see this stuff going on around me. So anyways, we're going to begin blowing the fuck out of here, because I'm going to start winding down. This weekend and the past couple of weekends have been insane. And I believe I may have. Oh, hey, Pragmatic Crystal. There we go.
Pragmatic.
Thank you for subscribing.
Hello.
And we're glad that you finally joined us. We're going to get out of here. And then I have events in the next couple days, I believe. So I will let everybody know about those. We'll hopefully still do all of the streams, but I'm not sure, because there are a couple events that are coming up during the week that I may be involved in. And I'll let everybody know all the other events that are coming up in the next couple weekends that I will be doing as well. So thank you all very much, everybody.
Thank you, Slim.
Bye.
Thank you, Slim.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
I was
Bye, sexy people.
Find something.
Wow, that was viral.
Okay, we'll just leave it this way because I'm exhausted. So thank you very much, everybody. Bye. Say bye.
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 Bye.